All right, this is the second video for the geometric die. I had just opened a new sketch on the top view, which if I look over here on the drawing, there are 3 5-sided polygons, also known as pentagons. So I'm going to use the polygon tool. It doesn't really matter which one we're using right now. I'm going to put one somewhere in the middle. Make sure before you click that you change that to 5. We want 5-sided. Okay, I'm not going to make it gigantic. And I'm just going to do 3. It's real easy to make them the same size. So according to the drawing, the side on this one needs to be, and I want to make sure I'm getting an aligned view. Don't do that dimension. Don't do that dimension. We want that one that comes straight off. That's going to give me the true dimension. Okay, so that is going to be 3.81. And what I can do is just take an equal sign and say that's equal to that. That's equal to that. Now these are all the correct size because there's already relationships in here where it knows the sides are all equal to each other. So I don't have to do that. Okay, so now what I want to do is get these oriented correctly and put in the right spot. So I need to put an angular dimension according to the drawing here. So I'm going to take this side and put an angle in there of 90 degrees. And it moved it around, but it oriented it correctly. Then I can use the parallel to say, okay, these sides need to be parallel, and I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom one. So now they're all oriented correctly, and I just have to put them in the right spot. So I'm going to use the center points because that's generally the easiest way to do this. I'm going to say 25.4. I'm getting all mixed up here. 25.4 divided by 4, 6.35. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Now that I know it's 6.35, I can just enter that. Just if you can't remember, that's what it is. And this one's actually going to be in the midpoint, right in the middle. So I could do 25.4 divided by 2. I could do 6.35 times 2. Or I could even just use the horizontal vertical constraint and find the point where it is. Oh, it may not let me do that. I could do this a couple ways. I could take a point and put it right in the middle and then use the whole vertical and say those are vertical. So I have some options here on how I want to approach this. Mathematically, with constraints, totally up to me. Okay, I'm going to do this one the other way. I already did side to side. Let me do top to bottom. Let's say 25.4 divided by 2. That would put anything divided by 2 is right in the middle, right? And I can do this here. So from this side to this side is 6.35. And same thing here. From here to here, 6.35. All right, now if I look on that sketch, now that sketch is fully constrained, which is exactly what I want. Go to my solid, click my profiles, make sure I'm clicking minus 1.6, and I go 3D angle just to make sure you're getting that preview of what you want, and click enter. And that side is done. So if you just approach these very straightforward and don't get too caught up in some of those details of how to place them and how to fully constrain them, it can be kind of easy. There can be some times where it puts in constraints that make it so it doesn't want to be oriented correctly. And that just means you have to go in there, find those, and delete them. And that can be a little cumbersome when you're new, but that's how we learn. I will do one more video on the stars because that's a little difficult.